It has now been a few days since Karen Reed was acquitted, found not guilty. Taken a lesser charge, okay, sometimes we have to eat a little bit of you-know-what to get a good strawberry, but she's free. Now comes the next part, and we're going to be asking some questions. They may be hard questions. But definitely, I don't feel that we're done yet, because you know what? We continue to Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Sunday, June 29th of 2025. And wow, it's been a little hard for me to catch my breath because it has been an ongoing, but we're not done yet. There's so much more coming out. In fact, what I saw today was supposedly, allegedly, Hank Brennan's brother trying to jerk the chain of one of the jurors, yes. I think it was on Facebook, saying things, several comments. I don't know how ethical that is. I know that Attorney Mark Betterow has been tagged in some of that. We're going to wait and see if that's true. I don't know how unethical. See, upset. Hello. Shh. Okay, I don't know how unethical that is, but it sure feels like it. But the questions that I have today, first and foremost, we're going to be asking about justice for John. Then we're going to be asking about some of the other players. Let's see what comes up. I just want to see what comes up. And if spirits allow us, I want to see, is someone going to pay? That's what it's all about. All right. We're going to put these to the side. Here's the cloth, my darlings. Wow. Just wow. Lots of energy. And if you're not a member, please consider becoming a member, because I'm going to do a little, that is a bridge, 10 of Wands. I'm going to do a little paranormal investigation. We're going to see if we can see orbs. I have been hearing knocking. I mean, since this case has really concluded to a certain degree, you would think things would settle down. Oh, no. No. I know it's not nefarious. We're safe. Everything is good. But I think there's just some upsetting things. I mean, a lot of people have been upset. Nobody likes this, another bridge. Nobody likes this verdict from the other side of the aisle, from the bad actors. They want justice, but they don't like it when they get it. All right. Pardon me. Pollen. So here, my darlings. 2 bridges. Now, what happens with a bridge? Well, it gives you the ability to cross from one place to another. We have the 10 of Wands and the Emperor. Let me show you each one of those. 10 of Wands. Definitely in a position where you can't make any change. You better have learned your lesson, because you may have to be going through this all over again. I'm going to say this is the bad actor since we're talking about them. Here's the Emperor, them trying to tell us that they are fair, just. They want justice, but only the way they want justice, basically. And the 2 beside each other just really mean that the world is not right as far as they are concerned, and they want a bridge to another way. So let's see what's coming out. Tell us now, where does the bridge start? Where do we start? What's at the foot of the bridge before we go across? tell us this is the CW. We know it is. Six of Wands. Ace of Wands. Okay, I can see where this is going. The King of Swords. Eight of Pentacles. All right, so now I want to see what happens once that bridge was crossed. So this looks like before the acquittal. Now here is the double-sided bridge. It's amazing that that comes out like that. So we have the bridge. You know, listen, I know it may not be fair, but I can't help but giggle. Look at that card. We'll talk about it in a minute. So the Nine of Swords. Whoa, whoa, lots of energy. Lots of things happening. The Seven of Pentacles, the Empress. And the Nine of Cups. That's amazing. And the Fool. Well, we know who is the Fool in that one. At the bottom of the deck is the Four of Swords. We're going to put that over here. So essentially what this is meaning is Six of Wands means they just really thought they were going to convict Karen. You can see by all these cards, the King of Swords, a Judgment card, holding the scales of justice, if you will. It's a legal card. It's a card that basically says, ah, look, we've already made up our mind how it really should be, so that's the way it's going to be. They had already planned their victory. They had already planned on what they were going to give Karen as a sentence, most likely life. They'd already planned on what would happen if the community was behind them. They had already thought that if they stay consistent, working hard. I want you to look at this card. Manufacturing. And then here's the Ace of Wands. This Ace of Wands is a card of course, fire, but it's a card of family, birth of a new beginning. It's creativity. So bottom line is these two cards are telling us that they were trying to be not only consistent in manufacturing, in my opinion, based on what the cards are telling us, some things most likely to present in court that would create a brand new beginning, but they felt that they had peace by doing it. They also felt that with this peace, sitting back, they would not get caught. Oh, there's more coming. So then what happened is they crossed the bridge, and the bridge basically says, nope, no, we're not having that, CW. We're not having this. You're tied up. We know what you were doing. We know what you did, creating craziness, blah, blah. And this Emperor energy, which I feel all of us should have. I call it the King Solomon energy. Being able to discern, being able to judge fairly. And yet that didn't happen. And what happened over here? Well, they've got to start over. This is a brand new beginning for them. They know they cannot recharge Karen. And look, the Nine of Swords, they have been taking a lot of backlash because they've been found out. Pardon me, I hit the camera. They've been taking a lot And the swords, my darlings, are communication. Look at this. The CW does not like the tongues wagging of all the Free Karen Reed group and more, and the attorneys. They try to come out and make statements, and yet it ain't good enough. It doesn't convince, oh, pardon me, so sorry. It does not convince anyone that they are forthright or truthful. This is them also wanting a new beginning. And look at this, the waterfall. They're going to try to maybe, is this a word? Humswoggle? I think so. Their way into figuring out, because you know there's that civil suit with the O'Keefes and Karen and the two bars. The waterfall is very important, and of course there's another reference of this in the judgment card and in the high priestess card. Amazing, right? So this waterfall, also water comes from high priestess robes. Water flow is energy, is life force. And it's funny because I was saying this gives birth to, they were giving birth to new creation of manufacturing some things, in my opinion. Well, this is a birth card as well. Is there more coming? Yes. Will they be involved? Yes. Will Karen? They will try to get Karen involved, but you see, this is a Seven of Pentacles. With the Commonwealth going back and saying, wait a minute, this doesn't seem right. This isn't fair. This isn't fair. Maybe you cheated. Maybe you didn't do something that you should have. We're trying to make a good trade-off, which I'm sure that they offered Karen a plea deal, and she told him to go, where to go. I'm just going to say, to the hot place. So this is the Fool card, which we know who is the Fool, but you see the sun comes up and a bird of prey waiting. What's this bird doing? He's waiting for this Fool to drop over the cliff so he can pick his bones. That's what it's all about. It's the Fool card saying, well, we're going to do a do-over. We're going to have it, but how do we do this? This is the Nine of Cups, which is the yes card. However, don't get upset, because surrounding these cards in the way that they are, because this does carry the energy of a Cartomancy deck, the Nine of Cups is the Nine of Hearts, which, depending upon the cards that are surrounding and in the reading and this lead card across the bridge, this card can take on the meaning of playing emotional games. Woofy. Let's get out the Kipper. So I'm asking who's going to pay. It's not Karen. I do not want you to think Karen is in a look. So it is going, I have chills. Because the moment I say who's going to pay, well, we've got something there with the house. Tell us more. Oops. I know you're saying, please, Zelda, move the camera. I know. I should, right? I should, but it just seems so perfect. There we are. A journey. So this whole thing with the house, 34 Fairview, it's been a long road. That's what this means. It's definitely been a long ride. Who's going to pay? There's more to come out, and it, believe me, it's going to get tough. I mean, all eyes are on the Commonwealth right now. Childlike coming out. Lovers. Okay. This Lovers card was just really meaning hello. There's some birds there. Message is coming. Oh boy. I'm getting some thoughts here. Because the whole premise of this with Higgy was that he wanted a situation like this with Karen. The two lovebirds, that's what they are, but birds, my darlings, are carriers of messages. Who read the text messages? Think about this. Even a child could figure out what was going on, but Higgy thought he was going to have a new beginning with Karen, and that was his thoughts. Do I feel that that was in totality the total thing that set Higgy off at the waterfall? No. In my opinion, no. But there's more to come. So who's going to be looked at? I'm going to say it politely. Who's going to be looked at first? My darlings, I can't help it. I feel that we will have an arrest. I'm not going to say who, because this is my opinion, and hey, I'm going to say this, I could be wrong, but if things continue on the way they are, it will not be Karen. I will tell you that. Definitely connected to the house. Who's going to get it? I mean, there's a privileged lady. So yes, definitely this is about Karen. But I'm going to tell you something. At this point, the defense team is not going to let this go. And especially now that she's got a movie and book deal and a lot of this evidence is going to come out, it's not like the 3-letter alphabet doesn't have any of that. But there's enough outcry from the Karen Reed community and beyond for things to start happening. Justice for John. Justice for John. What was it that, what was his name from Kevin from South Boston on the call? 2 decorated dudes. Okay, so this is giving us some hints here. Despair. I'm going to tell you, it is Higgy that's paying. He's in a lot of despair because, quite frankly, he knows if things heat up, there was a text message. Go back and look at one of Microdot's latest videos about, hey, I don't hear from you anymore, type thing. Want some peace, but I'm going to tell you what this knight is. Get another deck of cards here, because you know that's how we have to roll. That's how we're rolling. And who you're hearing in the background is Bilbo Piotnik. Yeah, it's been a long time since we've done a little tarot deep dive, hasn't it? So it's Sunday. We're getting ready for July. Right? Bilbo says. He's meowing in the hall. There have been orbs and energy here all day. Yep. See? That is a paranormal meow, because he's just sitting on the edge of a little table. See, merriment. So he thought they were going to have it. Look, journey. So this is going to be a long trail, and these people know it. Sick. Bedridden, maybe. Haven't heard that yet. Okay, baby, child, fits in the same way. I really think that Higgy felt this Karen was his, ticket to happiness right there. Unexpected joy. There will be. I'm not predicting anything like this. I'm just saying that I've said for a long time, I feel like someone feels like they just want to check out. Please don't say that stuff in the chat. I hope not, because that's not the way. Let's get a final message. Let's get a final message. All eyes, all fingers are pointing to Higgy and Brian Albert. In my opinion, yeah, it's a very broken-hearted situation. Could be a little while before these things happen, but expect it. Expect it. My darlings, I want to thank you so much for your support, your love. I couldn't do this without you. We're gonna keep plugging along. We're gonna keep looking. Stay tuned. There's another live coming. We're gonna be doing some more things, and then Saturday night, the 5th of July at 7 p.m., unprecedented, something that I plan on doing, and you got to be there. 7 p.m. Eastern, that's New York time. In the meantime, my darlings, have a wonderful week. You're definitely going to see me. I'm going to be here, and I'm going to be reading and going live. Tomorrow night, True Oracle, Manifestation Monday at 7 p.m. Don't miss it. Please do me a favor, like, subscribe, and please, if you want, no obligation, but would love to have you as a member because, well, we're going to do the members only kind of things going forward. And we may talk about things a little more in member only lives. Thanks so much, my darlings, for being here. We got Karen freed. Now it's justice for John. Thanks so much, my darlings. I'll see you soon.